Eddie, we can't help but ask. You're not looking at quite 155 these days. You're looking pretty big right now, man. Do you know what you're walking around at? And is it going to be? I mean, are you packing on muscle right now?
No, so it's hydrated weigh-in. So you guys are used to seeing me kind of thinned out, but we're 5 weeks away from a fight. It's kind of normally what I look like walking around. And you guys are used to seeing me the week of the fight, where I'm cutting water and doing all that. So no, this is my normal. It's my normal walk around. You know, I'm a meaty dude, and when I'm walking around, I can get as high as 191, something like that. But right now, in the mornings, about 78, 79.
Nice. What's the experience been like for you? I know you haven't actually competed yet, but you know, you've certainly been a part of this organization quite a bit already. So what's the experience been like for you?
I have, and I've already went over and visited twice. I went to the Singapore live show. I went to I visited Tokyo, and that was a huge homecoming and welcoming, because I fought in Tokyo in 2006. 2006, damn. So I fought in this arena that we're about to fight in for the Grand Prix. I fought there 13 years ago, my first time I ever been to Tokyo. They handed me 11,000 bucks cash, and I was happy as can be. So we've came a long way. I'm excited.
How are you? You know, what's the excitement level of potentially fighting Shinya Aoki again? Because you guys have a rivalry, obviously dating back to Dream.
It is. I have trouble talking about that, because I personally don't feel like he's gonna win against Edward Fulliong. I think it's a good style matchup for Edward, and he's already beaten him. So I don't want to speak about someone who is not going to be champion, or I don't feel is going to be champion. So if he's champion, then we can talk. But for right now, he's just a contender, and I want to keep my eye on Timothy, my next opponent, and not on contenders. My eyes on the belt.
You fought for other brands before, but I wonder, when you say you fight for the UFC, like that's the big brand, everybody knows it. When you say you fight for Bellator, when you say you fight for one championship, you might have to explain it a little bit. Is that tough or frustrating for you, a guy with your experience level, to maybe have to explain to people where you're at?
No, because this has been my journey throughout the whole thing. I'm a guy who fought for Dream. Dream wasn't the most popular place. I fought for Bellator. Wasn't the most popular place when I started there. I was never concerned about the stage that I fought on. I just wanted to put on good fights and have whatever fans, my hardcore fans who understood fighting, that they knew I dumped my heart and soul into it, that they would follow me no matter what stage. Didn't matter what the 3 letters were. If I was fighting on a stage, that they would tune in and watch me. So I don't expect any different of behavior me going to one championship. A real fan of fighting will follow a fighter anywhere, and I believe that, and we've already proven it.
How many fighters have reached out to you just seeing the move you've made, especially with the timing of what's happening in the lightweight division in the UFC?
Not just me, but to one championship alone. Yeah. Hundreds. You guys are gonna. I'm not, and I don't want to sound like, oh, he joined one and now he's about one. It's not about that. There's a serious shift going on, and no one's allowed to talk about this shift. And let's keep it quiet. And hey, what do you think I can get here, and how much do you think I can get? There's a shift. There's a serious shift going on in MMA. People are starting to understand that the money is being shared a little bit better than what it's always been, and that in order to do that, you got to test free agency, you got to have a little bit of carriage, and if you do that, you'll be rewarded. And guys are doing it now more than ever.
Is it a money thing, or is it the fact that the UFC are perhaps, it's becoming the entertainment era, right? There's interim belts all the time, there's sort of superfights all the time. Is it that's upsetting fighters, do you think, or is it just a money situation?
I honestly think it's a little bit of both, right? I'm embedded in the underground and the fans, right? What do I hear about fans? Hey, I don't know anybody on this card. This card's coming up. I have no one. I have no emotional interest in this next card. I don't care who's on it. I'm not watching it. Like, that's not good. It's not good. I'm a fan of fighting. I watch the UFC. I watch Bellator. I watch everything. I hear what people are saying, and when I went to Singapore, I sincerely seen something special. It felt like when I first watched Pride, and I went, holy shit, this feels right. This feels like the production feels right. The beat of the drum throughout the whole single fight, boom, boom. It's something special, and you're not going to be able to experience unless you take the trip there live, or when they come here, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
You're wearing the Phillies hat. I got to ask, Bryce Harper.
Huge deal, huh?
Do you think it's too much, a little restrictive, if you're the Phillies?
No such thing as too much for an athlete. You're never going to hear me saying athletes getting too much money. You're not going to hear that out of my mouth.
What's the biggest incentive besides, the monetary compensation? Because that's a lot of travel. That's a rigorous schedule.
What's the what? I'm sorry.
The biggest incentive besides, the better pay.
For me personally, everybody's going to have their own incentives, but yeah, money. We're prize fighters. I want to make a lot of money while I do this. I've taken a lot of beatings. I've been in a number of fights, and I already feel I'm an advocate for fighters. I already feel like we're all severely underpaid. So everybody needs to get paid more, and every promoter needs to share more. People are making billions now. It's not the same. Shouldn't be win and show, and here's your 10 and 10, and it's bullshit. You're making billions. You have to share. Not only that, my incentive personally is I've had the Bellator title a number of times, a couple times. I've went to the UFC. People told me, hey, you can't make it on the big show, or you can't beat these guys. Proven. It's not about being popular. It's about being a good fighter. Neither one have anything to do with each other. You could be popular, but the best fighters in the world are unknown. They're in the jungles of Brazil. They're in the foothills of Dagestan. You don't know them. I've been in gyms where I got my ass whooped by these guys. Got my fucking ass handed to me. And I said, how do you pronounce that guy's name? So they're everywhere. They're all over the world. It's not about the stage or the UFC, MFC, whatever FC. It's not about the stage. It's about the fighters. Great fighters are everywhere.
But Eddie, I'm sorry to interrupt. I heard you say the other day that you weren't a big fan of interim belts and stuff, but a lot of fighters be paid more. Do fighters not get more money when they have an interim belt? Do they not get the champions pay-per-view cut?
From my personal understanding, and it's going to be argued because nobody knows. Nobody knows, right? You say, oh, that's BS. You don't know what he's talking about. From what I know, every situation I've been in, it's a substitution and not pay more. If I know a guy has an ego, he's a little bit insecure, most fighters are, and I don't want to pay him, I say, hey, what do you think about a world title, buddy? And a young kid who don't know anything goes, oh my God, I could be UFC champion, or I can be Bellator champion, or I could be champion. And then they go, their mind gets clouded. They don't even care about money anymore. They don't even think about money. We all need to wake up. Fighters included, media, fans, everyone needs to wake up and go, bullshit. Fucking bullshit. We all know it is. Everybody peets around and doesn't whispers bullshit, but we need to call bullshit. We need to say, just pay the guy. Just pay him money. Do something for him besides a ranking, besides a belt that you're going to strip him of in 2 months. Do something for him monetarily, besides all these other things that equal no value.
When you see Tony Ferguson turning down,
Thank you.
When you see Tony Ferguson turning down interim title fights, then we don't know the reason why, but he apparently wasn't interested.
Tony Ferguson, could you imagine? Could you imagine? That's the saddest story. Hey, you got an interim belt. Hey, you want another interim shot? Are you kidding me? Are you guys kidding me? No one's talking about this. 2 interim shots without a real title? It's an absolute joke. It's a joke. It's gone too far, and something needs to be said. And I'm glad for Tony. What'd he do? He flipped him the bird and said, not happening. I want the real belt, and he deserves it. He deserves the shot. So it's good that fighters are speaking up now and saying things.